Hi noobs, so this is my video on a time where I played some hackers in BG. They were called Yola, stupid name for stupid hackers. They actually don't exist anymore. I looked them up before making the video. I don't know whether that's because the whole team was disbanded by Gameloft or whether they've just deleted their alliance, who knows. I knew straight away that they were hacking. They'd played a BG before this one with our team, War Party, as you can see. War Party! But yeah, they'd played us before. It was on a weekday, so I was in work at the time, but when I got home, all these messages came through like, we're being hacked. I was like, oh shit. So yeah, we'd played them before, so we knew they were hackers. I looked at their team. I think it was a pretty full team, but none of them had over 100 spiders. But it was completely obvious to me that they'd hacked, not only because they beat us with having less than 100 spiders, but one of the team members actually hacked the daily leaderboards as well. His name was like Constant, something like that. I'm not even going to try and embarrass myself anymore by trying to say his name because, firstly, I can't remember it and it's a Greek name. So I'm not sure if any of you remember that, but... Sorry, I'm talking really fast again. Someone mentioned this. I can't help it, I'm a fast talker. We're just gonna have to slow down a little bit. No, you're just gonna have to keep up with me. So, yeah. As you can see, at this point, it's 42:25 left on the BG. So we'd already been playing 5.5 hours. We didn't make gaps like we usually would because we knew we were playing hackers. We knew we weren't going to win. So we just were like, okay, whatever. These does again. Fine. So what I did first was I went through the fields. I went from east, west to Kips to show what my scores are, which is what you should do if you're in the same situation. That way you can see how quickly they've jumped in what amount of time and how much they've jumped by. So yeah, so I'll show you. For example, in East Village it was slides. We had about 500k at this point. None of us had any gamepads, so you get like what, about 100k on a good run with decent buffs on the slides, if you've not got a gamepad, that is. So yeah, about five-ish runs. They, before the hacker came in, only had 54k, which is what you would expect from a team that looked like they did. So yeah, in West they had already started trying to take it. Bosses escaped. You get about 1k a run if you've got decent buffs, like with no IAP. With it, at this point it was still like ×5, so having 4 legendaries you'd get about 1,000 for avoiding bosses because there's no buff for it to make it better like you would with iron. So yes, they'd already started on that. Bearing in mind this whole thing was taken in the space of 1 tally, which you'll see towards the end because I show the fact that they've got no points. We're already, I think, 15 minutes into the tally. In Kips we had, I videoed this very quickly because, well, I'll explain that later, but I videoed it really quickly, so you're gonna have to keep up, and that's why I keep pausing so I can actually talk. In Kips it was defeating enemies. You get about 20k to 25k with fairly good buffs on average, I would say, for that sort of run. We haven't done them in so long because all we've been having is combo fields, which is another stupid thing, but that's a story for another day. We had 313,000, so a fair few runs on that because I think we all had good buffs. I think some of us had bought bundles or whatever. So yeah, at this point you can see it's 42:25:28. They'd already grabbed Chelsea, so I didn't even bother looking at that one. So I restart the game, and no, I'll restart the game in a second. So you can see it jumps to 20 seconds later. They've grabbed an extra 6,000 bosses. Obviously, in 20 seconds, that's not possible. We all know that. I mean, what are your buffs, mate? What are you using? Do you have an iron spider for avoiding instead? Who knows? So yeah. So I restart again at 42:24. And watch what happens. They jump. Oh, so where they had 55k in kips, suddenly they've got 205k. I mean, no words. I mean, they're literally not even being subtle about it. I don't know why they couldn't do it in one run. For some reason, I don't know whether they were trying to avoid looking suspicious. They didn't do a very good job about it, but they jumped in increments. I don't know whether that's how Game Guardian works or whatever. But yeah, they jumped in increments, and yeah, as you can see, I mean, it's just stupid, isn't it? You think we're not going to notice, you think you're not going to get banned, but here you are. I mean, to be fair, some players don't get banned, they hack all the fucking time. But this is why I'm showing you how to do this video. So yeah, it's 42:22 at this point. And when we come back, it is 42:21, and they've got another 200 odd K. They're at 439 now. So yeah, they were going up in increments of about 200k. It's not possible. It's just not, especially if you haven't got more than 100 spiders. It's ridiculous. So yeah, as I said, it was very clear to us what was going on. Now it's at 42:20 here. Now there's a bit of a pause in between them doing East Village. I don't know whether it was because East Village was such a long run on this particular day. I remember it took fucking ages. And I was like, oh, this is so boring. It's a really fucking long run. But there's about an 8-minute pause in between this. Maybe it's because it was a long run. Maybe they went to grab some popcorn so they could watch themselves kick our asses. Who knows? But at this point, they jump from, what did they have? Did I say again? 54k to 453k. As I said, that could be done with a gamepad, but it's really obvious that they're hacking by now. So yes, and then it takes them another 4 minutes to get up to 652,000. So again, jumping in increments of 200,000. I don't know if that's their thing. I don't know. You can see up until this point that they've carry on. You can see up until this point what I was saying. They've got 0 points. So they literally did this in the space of one tally. I've rewinded the video now, that's my fault. I'm stupid with my phone. Although Cinderella Story, I can't remember whether it was this BG or another one. Here you go, I think I show the points after this. Yeah, 652k, fucking assholes. Excuse my French. But yeah. Oh, it's because the video stops, that's why, yeah. So I showed that they had 0 points. Yeah. So yeah, Cinderella Story, we did actually beat them. I don't think it was in this BG, it might have been the one after, but we'd learned that they didn't really gap very hard. As you could see, they only went up 200,000 over us. But that's pretty easy to beat if, well, A, if you've got a gamepad, or B, if you've got enough people at the same time, which we, at that point, I mean, there's only 5 people in War Party now, but back in the day, we had quite a few people. So we had learned that if we even moved an inch, they would gap pretty heavily. They'd go to like by about 1 million. So we knew not to do that. So when it came to quite late at night, we took all the areas, and I don't know, maybe he choked on the popcorn when he saw that we'd taken all the areas and had to go to the emergency room. But by the time they took it back, we'd already won. So, haha, suckers. So yeah, just to reiterate what you should do, because I've been chatting a lot of shit and swearing a lot apparently. I've got a mouth like a sailor to deal with it. Yeah. Record all your areas first. Make sure you're getting in the time. So like I said, it's 42:22. Obviously you don't have to do voiceovers. I didn't when I sent this to Gameloft. But I've not seen hide nor hair of that hacker in any leaderboard since. And he was in my tier at the time. I can't remember if at this point it was still like Superior and Webhead. But yeah. No, he wasn't in my tier. He was in the tier below me, so he was in either radioactive or legendary, because I remember someone from my... Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. But yeah, so what I was saying is record all your areas first. Make sure it's super clear what time you can, like, I don't know, pull the down bar and you'll be able to see the time, or you can just see from the timings from the BG, I guess. Maybe pull up the tally so you can see all the points, which is something I didn't do, but it didn't really matter. Keep restarting, keep showing the times. I had to keep this video short, like going back to what I said earlier, I had to keep this video... Oh, hit the mic. I had to keep the video short because Gameloft don't actually have an option to upload videos when you go through to their customer care part, which I think is something they should do. Hint, Gameloft, hint. Because videos are so much easier for you to prove. So what I had to do is I kept my video to 2 minutes, as you can see here. It's 2 minutes. Oh, it doesn't even show the time at the bottom. Never mind. And then, even then, I had to compress it. I used Super Video Compressor. It was really easy. It literally showed you how many megabytes, because if you're replying to the email, which is what I did, most emails don't let you send very high megabytes of data. Like, you can't even send like 15 pictures over an email, let alone a video. It's ridiculous in this day and age, but that's, again, I'm going off on a tangent. Anyway, so I hope this has been informative and a little bit helpful. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed to my channel. If you haven't already, do it. Yes, so, and thank you, Nomi, for sending a few new subscribers over. Really